For the past 13 years, Oleg Shcherbatsky has lived with his family on a Black Sea beach, about a 45-minute drive from Sochi and the mountains where Olympic skiing events will be held in 2014. He and other residents of the region, known as Lower Imeratinka, say Olympic joy has turned into a catastrophe. He expects to lose his land.
I don't understand why they need a beach for Olympic Games, a Winter Olympics no less. We understand that somebody has eyed our land. It's not right to take it from us under the pretext of the Olympics.
Shcherbatsky says a Moscow architect has drawn up an alternative plan that works around existing homes, but that Russian officials refuse to discuss alternatives with the public. Sochi Mayor Viktor Kolodyazhny declined VOA's interview request to discuss people's concerns. He says he prefers not to talk with foreign media. Kolodyazhny noted, however, that people will be adequately compensated.
He's repeating those words for the second year now. Nobody believes him.
Valery Suchkov is head of the Sochi Property Owners Association. He says people understand the need to take private property for public use, a process known as eminent domain, but not if it is seen as unfair.
There should be a commission, a legal procedure, and a search for a balance of interests, state, social, and private. But there is none of that. It's simply a decision, a bureaucrat's signature, nothing more. They don't recognize the individual.
Suchkov says authorities are cutting deals directly with investors and arbitrarily forcing people out of homes in prime locations. He says Russian courts dismiss lawsuits against such sales. And so several homeowners have filed complaints with the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg. Russia has budgeted about $12 billion to prepare for the Sochi Games, more than the 3 previous Winter Olympics combined. Western technicians involved in infrastructure preparations say much of the money is being embezzled by government officials. A representative of Base Element, one of the private Russian companies working on Olympic development projects, granted VOA a television interview to discuss such charges, but then reneged. And Russian energy giant Gazprom, another major investor in the Games, prohibits videotaping at the ski area it is developing. Sochi homeowners say this kind of secrecy creates fears that powerful interests are using the Olympics as a pretext to take over their property. James Brooke, Director of External Affairs for Jones Lang LaSalle, a U.S.-based company with real estate consulting contracts in Sochi, acknowledges the hardships facing property owners in the city.
The Russian concept is this is for the greater good of turning this part of Sochi, which basically was sort of swampland, flatlands, lowlands, right next to the Georgian border, from being a Class C resort into a Class A resort, generating more income, more revenue, more employment, and more tax revenue.
Brooks says about 500 kilometers of Russia's Black Sea coast will also be developed and will give the country's 145 million people an excellent tourist destination long after the Olympics are over. Most Sochi residents understand that kind of explanation, even if they do not want to lose the comforts of a home on the beach, near the slopes, or in central Sochi. What they say they do not understand is why Russian officials deny their own people a say in a process that will profoundly affect their lives and livelihoods. Peter Fedinsky, VOA News, Sochi.